The Playwright deserves her place in the Magic Millions 2-year-old classic. She's done everything right in her 2 starts to date. I feel she's coming through the right form lines, through the correct lead-up races, and looks to be in good order. First up, she stuck on very gamely. She was very honest in her performance. And I thought second up at group level over the 1,200 metres, she once again stuck on nicely over the concluding stages. She's better for that attempt now over the 1,200 metres. She's had a couple of nice weeks to settle in and acclimatise to Queensland. She really appears to be thriving at present. Got a lovely soft draw. She's got good tactical speed and the right jockey on board to give herself every opportunity. In the Magic Millions 3-year-old guineas, Catoggio and Shangri Express will represent the stable. Catoggio, I thought's in excellent order, following a nice lead-up run in Queensland. He stuck on very well and should be better suited stepping up to the 1,400 metres here. I thought he trained on particularly well off the back of that race. Got a tricky draw to overcome, but if he can offset that, I think he's in good order and give the race a nice shake. Shangri Express. He'll show nice improvement off his first up run. I think getting out to the 1,400 metres is what he's looking for at this point of the campaign. He's obviously yet to recapture the form that he showed as an early 2-year-old, but I still think there was merit to his first up performance, and he can show nice improvement. Gold Bullion and So United will do battle in the Magic Millions Sub-Zero race over the 2,200 metres. Gold Bullion's done well since his run in the wave. He may have been benefited from the additional time between races with the runs being pushed back an extra week. He'll really appreciate getting out to the 2,200 metres. A bit of pressure there for him last start, which he absorbed well and stuck on nicely. But I think he just showed he was ready for that step up in trip. Gets a much kinder draw here to help him. So United showed an improved run last start. He stuck on well. He performs nicely at this track. Has been set for this race all year, so I do believe he can show some nice improvement. I thought the Novelist was very game last start. He stepped back to the 1,100 metres in what was a high pressure race, which didn't necessarily suit him, but I thought considering having been at his top for the majority of the race, I thought he stuck on very well. No doubt he should appreciate the additional time between races that he's been able to have as opposed to the backup. Getting out to the 1,200 metres, I think, is a big positive for him as well. He looks to have done well. He's freshened up nicely between runs, looks in good shape. I think he'll be right in the finish for us. Converge looks to have shown some recent form going off his last 2 runs where he's been very consistent at the 2,000 metres. I think he looks well placed here. He'd be better for those runs. Just got a little bit too far back at his last start. But I thought he worked home very well and very honestly. From a nice draw here, expect him to be closer in the run. Just monitor the conditions with him. I'd much prefer to see him on top of the ground than the likely predicted heavy conditions, but I do feel he's racing with a bit of confidence once again. Redbreast is on the quick back up here, stepping up to the 2,000 metres for the first time. She's always given every indication that she would appreciate this type of trip. The way she relaxed nicely last start over the 1,600 metres, I think she can really see it out. The way she stuck on well, I think she gave us the indication that she's ready for that step up now at this point of the campaign. She's always been a very honest mare for us. 2 starts back, placed at group level, what was a very encouraging run. I do think she'll appreciate getting back to Rose Hill. Last time we saw her there, she was a very good winner over a shorter trip, but she seems to be in good form, has held that nicely throughout the week. Rise of the Masses returns to the races and stepping up to a more suitable distance here. He's honest and very versatile in the conditions. He should appreciate the heavy track, the likely predicted heavy track on Saturday. Just over the shorter trip first up, they just had him run off his feet in a high pressure race. No doubt he'll appreciate getting out to the 1,300 metres here. The additional time that he's had between runs will be a positive for him, as we've seen in his most recent trial. So he's going there in good shape, and I'm expecting some sharp improvement. The Little Pumper was very honest in his first up performance over an unsuitable distance. Thought he stuck on very well. Will no doubt appreciate getting out to the 1,500 metres here on this occasion. Second up, naturally, I expect him to show some good improvement in terms of his fitness. And he's a horse that's been proven on the wet conditions previously, so that may be to his liking here. It looks to have trained on nicely, looks in good order, and I expect him to be very competitive. Silent Impact showed the necessary improvement second up when stepping up in trip their last start. He remains at the 1,500 metres here, and I think we can see further improvement from him just in terms of his fitness, having had a good long layoff prior to those first 2 runs. He's not necessarily at his best on the heavy conditions. That is something that we'll continue to monitor with him going into the race on Saturday. But if he does get the right conditions, I do feel he's a big improver.